Hello! Today I'm making oven roasted Brussels sprouts with apples, caramelized onions, and pistachios. It's one of my favorite things to bring to Thanksgiving and Christmas every year. It's always a crowd pleaser with the sweet apples and caramelized onions and roasty toasty Brussels sprouts. I think you're gonna like it too. So first you'll start with the Brussels sprouts. Cut off the rough ends from the bottom, then slice them all in half. Now we'll move on to the apple. You're going to want to cut your apple into chunks that are about the same size as the Brussels sprouts. That way everything can roast evenly. Obviously, you'll want to leave the core out. Now we'll coat the Brussels sprouts and apples in a little bit of oil and a pinch of salt, and then make sure all of it gets evenly combined. Then spread them out on the pan with lots of space so that they can roast and not steam. So now I'm going to stick these into the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes, stopping once halfway through to flip once they have a little bit of color on them. If yours need to cook a little bit longer, if they're larger Brussels sprouts, let them cook 5 or 10 more minutes. While those are cooking, we can move on to slicing the onion. So you'll take half of a yellow onion and cut it into nice thin half moons. Add a little bit of oil to a skillet. Let that get warm. Now add the slivered onion to the skillet. And a little bit of salt. Let that cook at a medium heat until they're starting to get some brown color. Then turn the heat to low and let them cook low and slow for about 20 minutes, stirring occasionally. All right, gonna take those Brussels sprouts out of the oven. They're looking nice and toasty. A little bit of char on them, which Brussels sprouts love. Now I will add some maple syrup to the onions. Give those a stir to combine. Oh my gosh, it smells like pancakes in here. It smells fantastic. All right, then add pistachios and let those toast for about 30 seconds. Okay, now we can transfer the Brussels sprouts and apples over to the skillet. Combine so that the maple syrup also gets caught up on those sprouts and the apples. Everything commingles a little. All right, I've got to get a bite of this. Need something with the charred Brussels sprout, a little bit of apple, onion, pistachio. The perfect bite, all the flavors. The maple syrup and the onions gives it this delightful sweetness. And of course you have the roasted apples, a little crunch from the pistachio, and then a slight bitter edge from the Brussels sprouts to tie it all together. If there is anyone in your family who thinks they are not a fan of Brussels sprouts, this is a game changer. Bring it to your holiday function, and I think it's going to be a big hit. You can find the complete recipe at kadriskitchen.com.